Yesterday was the 4th annual NIO Day, and boy was it packed with excitement. Whether it was the pop singers or just the amount of people that were crammed into that stadium, which I'm sure a lot of you are jealous and can't wait for the day that returns. But on the other side, we got so much news, whether it was the ET7, the new battery swap. There's so much information that I will break down in this video to see what's in store for NIO in the coming years. Nick here from Ways of Wealth. Thank you for tuning in. Before we hop into the video, I'd like to ask you a huge favor. If you learn something new, if you get some value out of the video, hit that thumbs up. It definitely helps my channel out. And if you haven't already and you're enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. We do this every single week. It's been absolutely exciting to watch this company grow in such a short period of time. They had some interesting stats to start off the press conference. William Li came out and said that they had delivered 75,000 cars in the lifespan of the company, which is absolutely fantastic. And these cars had done 1.5 billion kilometers on the road, 1 billion of which were done in 2020 alone. If you're not familiar with NIO, they try and put a different spin on the EV car game. What they do is they build cars where you can actually swap out the batteries. This is supposed to create some type of alleviation for the people that are concerned that the battery will run out of power while you're driving. And what they do a little bit differently is instead of gas stations, they actually build these power stations, these battery swap centers throughout China. They have 177 so far, and you go in, you drive, and it actually, instead of filling up gas, you can actually replace your battery. And they had an exciting announcement about these swap stations. The first point is that if you have the autonomous feature on your car, you can simply click a button and the car will drive into that center once you're in the proximity. They also announced that these swap centers, these swap stations, will have 13 batteries on site, and they will do 312 swaps per day. This is increasing the output 3 times from the first generation. If I told you it only took 12 seconds to replace the battery, would you believe me? I know it's absolutely incredible what this company is doing, and their goal is to have as many of these power swap stations in China for now as possible. Their goal right now is 500 by the end of 2021, and yes, it may seem like they are a little bit off. Their goal is to get it done, and it's definitely something to watch out for in the coming months to see if they're on target for that, but it definitely puts a different spin on the EV game. Another exciting piece of news that we got out of the conference was the battery. And this is something that has been increasing about 20% year over year. We saw in 2018, it started around 70 kilowatts. It then moved up to 84 the year after, 100 last year. And the most exciting news was that they're moving to a solid state battery, something that QuantumScope is doing, relatively similar. But in the newest model, in the 2021 ET7, it was announced that the battery option can go all the way up to 150 kilowatts, which would give you over 1,000 kilometers in range. And since I brought it up, the ET7, what a sharp looking car. I am absolutely in love with the lines on this car. I think it's going to be fantastic. The inside with the big screen looks a little bit like a Tesla, but I think a lot of cars are going to move into that type of dynamic. It looks like it's available in Q4 of this year, if not Q1 in 2022. But it is definitely a sharp looking car, and I can't wait to see these in North America or in Europe. The next exciting piece of news we heard out of NIO was the autonomous driving program. First, we'll start with the high sensing cameras that are going to be placed on the roof. Will give it a little bit of an advantage. I think it gives you a better perspective of what's around and will hopefully alleviate any accidents. But the best part is the camera resolution. So what is on the market today, and William Li did take a couple jabs at Tesla throughout the conference, this being one of them, saying that Tesla only has a 1.6 megapixel camera, where NIO is bringing into the market a 8 megapixel camera. This will increase not only the resolution, but how far the cameras can see in the distance by 6 times. This is far better than any technology that we've seen, but it looks like it will only be released in Q1 2022. So it looks like there is some time to go on this program, but definitely a far step ahead of what is currently in the market today. We got to learn more about Atom, which will definitely be the next step in autonomous driving. And what they introduced was a partnership with Nvidia, and they will have the Orin cores in the car. And this is definitely not my specialty, but from what I understand, this is about 7 times more powerful in FSD computing than what is on the market today in Tesla. Yes, again, this won't be introduced until 2022, but I think this is a far step ahead for the company and for this EV car space moving into autonomous driving. It will download about 6.4 megabits per second. They'll have 4 of these cores in the car, and this will make it the most powerful mobile supercomputer in the world. They also highlighted some of the prices of the cars, and they brought in an interesting thing, maybe something that is not new for you, but was definitely new for me, in the fact that they had 2 models that are going to be based on a subscription basis. The first part is the battery swap. So you can buy the car with a battery, have your own mobile station at home, or you can have it where you buy into this yearly program of having battery swaps, and you just go in and change your battery, whether it's daily, it depends on however you need a battery. The second part of the subscription is that they're going to make the autonomous driving feature a subscription. So this obviously will help the bottom line moving forward, because if you have 2 of these recurring revenues, then it should add to the bottom line over time. All in all, a great day for NIO. I definitely learned a little bit more about the company's stuff that I was looking to seek out. Obviously, the EV car space is absolutely on fire right now. Maybe the share price is a little bit overvalued, but that's the way that the market plays today. With the market share that China brings to the table and how much steam there is behind this brand, I think if they can hit the delivery numbers, I think if they can hit the battery swap stations and start hitting some of these goals that they've targeted, I think this share price can absolutely take off. I would definitely be a buyer. I am so bullish on this company, just seeing the way that the economy is shifting. The middle class is growing in China. I think that this car at around 50 to 60,000 US is definitely affordable, and I'm so excited to see what NIO has in store. That's all for this week. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. If you learned something new, if you got some value out of the video, hit the thumbs up. It definitely helps me out, and I appreciate it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. We do this every single week. I hope you all have a great week on the markets. Happy trading.